Good day to all. Another lesson is waiting. This time, our lesson is about solving quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. Quarter 1, Module 5. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to write quadratic equation in standard form. Identify the value of A, B, and C in quadratic equation. Solve quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. Write the following quadratic equations in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Ito ang standard form. Then, identify the values of A, B, and C. Let us do this given. So, unahin natin ang number 1. Write it in standard form. Isa-isahin natin. So, ax squared, yung quadratic term, dapat nasa unahan. Followed by the linear term. Tama naman. Kaso, yung constant natin, nasa right side. Ililipat natin sa left side at i-equate sa 0. Ito ang magiging sagot. X squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Bakit naging negative dito yung 15? So, nag-transpose tayo from right to left side. Standard form na ang given, kukunin na natin ang value ng A, B, and C. Ano ba ang value ng A? Anong number ang kasama ng x squared? Wala. Automatic, alam natin na kapag walang nakasulat na number, the numerical coefficient is 1. Ano ang value ng B? So, ang B naman, yung nasa linear term. Ito, yung walang exponent, variable. So, ang kasama niyang number ay 2. The value of B is 2. The value of C is negative 15. Yung C naman, that is the constant term. For number 2, we have negative 3x minus 2 equals negative 2x squared. Ano ang gagawin natin? Gagawing standard form. So, dapat mauna ang ax squared. Sa given natin, ang negative 2x squared or ang quadratic term ay nasa right side. Ililipat natin ngayon sa left side. Kailangan yung quadratic term ang nasa unahan. Magkakaroon tayo ng 2x squared. Bakit naging 2x? Hindi na negative, positive na. Kasi nag-transpose tayo. So, negative 2x squared will become 2x squared. Hindi naman natin ginalaw or inilipat yung linear term at constant term. Kaya, ang sign nila pareho lang. So, 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. Yan ang standard form. Nakasulat na sa standard form, kaya makukuha na natin ang value ng A, B, and C. Ang value ng A ay, okay, ang value ng A natin ay 2. Ang value ng B ay negative 3. Ang value ng C ay negative 2. Number 3. So, ano yung na-observe nyo sa number 3? Standard form na kaya? Okay, that is already written in standard form. Diba equal to 0 na sa right side? So, nauna yung quadratic term na 4x squared followed by the linear term which is positive 5x. Ang nawala lang ay ang value ng constant. Wala tayong constant. So, kunin natin ang value ng A, B, C. So, our A is ito. Yung numerical coefficient ng quadratic term, we have 4. Value ng B, numerical coefficient ng linear term, is positive 5. Since wala tayong constant, C is equal now to 0. Punta tayo sa fourth given. So, standard form na ba? Of course, hindi. Equals 2 ang nakasulat. Dapat equals 0. So, isulat natin into standard form. Yung 2 natin, that is the constant. Dalawa lang ang given, quadratic term and constant. Pagsamahin natin. Mauuna ang quadratic term, we have x squared. Walang linear term, kaya sunod ang tawag dito, constant term. So, the standard form is x squared minus 2 equals 0. Hanapin natin ang value ng A, B, and C. A equals 1. Since walang linear term, ang value ng B ay 0. C is equal to negative 2. Next, we have now x plus 3 times x minus 5 equals 6. Hindi pa nakasulat sa standard form. Ita-transform natin or i-express natin, i-write natin into quadratic equation. Standard form. So, ano ang magiging result? We will have now x squared minus 2x minus 21 equals 0. Ano ang value ng A? We have 1. Value ng B, negative 2. Value ng C, negative 21. So, quadratic formula is used to find solutions for any quadratic equations. This is an equation that can be used to find the roots or solutions of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Ito lang ang kailangan tandaan. So, yan ang tinatawag na quadratic formula. Let us solve the given quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. So for number 1, we have x squared plus 2x equals 15. Kailangan natin isulat into standard form para makuha natin ang tamang value ng A, B, and C. So, for the standard form, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Ang value ng A ay 1. Ang value ng B ay 2. Ang value ng C ay negative 15. Bakit kinuha natin ang value ng mga letters niyan? Gagamitin kasi natin sa pag-solve ng quadratic equation using quadratic formula. Ano nga ulit ang ating quadratic formula? Okay, we have this formula. X equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, nakita nyo? Meron tayong b, a, c, merong B ulit dito, tsaka A. So, papalitan natin nito ang mga letters na yan sa formula. Okay, gawin na natin. We have now x equals negative 2. Bakit negative 2? Ang sabi, ang B daw ay 2. Nakikita sa formula, meron tayong negative sign. Kaya, negative 2 ang nakasulat. So, plus minus the square root of 2 squared. 2 squared, kasi yung B, pinalitan natin ng 2. Minus 4 times 1 times negative 15 all over 2 times 1. Isolve natin ang nasa loob ng radical sign or isolve na natin ngayon ang radicand. We have x equals negative 2 plus minus the square root of 4. Ang 4 galing sa 2 squared. 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. Minus 4 times negative 15. So, eto naman ang nangyari, minultiply natin yung 4 times 1. Or pwede naman na ang i-multiply ay yung 1 times 15. Inisa-isa kasi natin. So, all over 2 times 1, we have 2. Next, x equals negative 2 plus minus the square root of 4 plus 60. Saan galing ang 60? Galing yan sa negative 4 times negative 15. Yung minus, sign yan ng negative 4. Ng 4, I mean. So, negative 4 times negative 15, we have positive 60. Kaya, plus 60 ang isinulat sa loob ng radical sign. Again, all over 2. Next, x equals negative 2 plus minus the square root of 64 all over 2. Saan naman nagmula ang 64? Galing dito sa 4 plus 60. 4 plus 60 equals 64. 4 plus 60 equals 64. 4 plus 64 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 equals 64 I-simplify natin. X equals negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 64 all over 2. We have now x equals negative 2 plus or minus 8 all over 2. Saan galing ang 8? Square root of 64. So, square root of 64 equals 8. Hindi pa dito nagtatapos ang pagsusolve. Ang ibig sabihin ng plus, minus, meron tayong dalawang equation. We have this one, x equals negative 2 minus 8 all over 2, and x equals negative 2 plus 8 all over 2. Hiniwalay ang negative at ang positive. Kaya meron tayong dalawang equation. I-solve na natin ang value ng bawat x. We have now negative 2 minus 8 all over 2. Ganito, isipin natin na ang minus 8 magkasama, magiging negative 8. Ito naman, negative 2. Proceed tayo sa addition. We have now negative 2 plus negative 8. It will give us a result of negative 10 all over 2. Or negative 10, divided by 2. Ang sagot ay negative 5. Yung isang value ng x, we have x equals negative 2 plus 8 all over 2. Ganun din ang gawin natin. Negative 2 plus positive 8. So, magkaiba ang sign, magsusubtract tayo. 6 minus 2, the answer is 6. Gagamitin natin ang sign ng 8 na positive kasi mas mataas ang absolute value ng 8 sa absolute value ng 2. Naalala naman ata ang rules ng addition of integers. Okay, we will have now x equals 6 over 2 or 6/2. So, pag sinimplify natin, 6 divided by 2, we have 3. Paano natin malalaman kung tama ang value ng x? Of course, we will check. Gagamitin ang original equation. So, we will have x squared plus 2x equals 15. Gamitin natin this time ang negative 5. Papalitan ang x ng negative 5. We will have now negative 5 squared plus 2 times negative 5 equals 15. Negative 5 squared, the answer is 25. 2 times negative 5, the answer is negative 10. Kaya naging ganito ang equation natin. So, we have now 25 minus 10 equals 15. 15 equals 15. Ibig sabihin, ang negative 5 ay value, solution or roots ng given equation. Another, i-check natin ang 3. So, yung original equation ang gagamitin, x squared plus 2x equals 15. Papalitan natin ang x ng 3. Magkakaroon tayo ng 3 squared plus 2 times 3 equals 15. 3 squared, that is equal to 9. 2 times 3, that is equal to 6. So 9 plus 6 equals 15. 15 equals 15. Therefore, the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 2x equals 15 are x equals negative 5 and x equals 3. Another, negative 3x minus 2 equals negative 2x squared. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ginawa na natin na standard form ito sa first activity natin. So, gawin na natin ngayon. We have 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. Kunin natin ang value ng a, b, and c. A equals 2. B is equal to negative 3. C is equal to negative 2. Gamitin ulit natin ang values ng A, B, and C sa formula, quadratic formula. Ang quadratic formula natin ay x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We will have now x equals, sige, dito tayo tingin, negative. Then, the given, yung b natin ay negative 3. So, isulat pa rin natin ang negative 3. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng negative times negative 3. Ituloy natin, plus minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 2 all over 2 times 2. Next, we will have now, tingin po, negative times negative, magiging 3. So, we have now 3 plus minus the square root of 9 minus 8 times negative 2 all over 4. Ang 9 galing sa negative 3 squared. Ang 8 galing sa 4 times 2. Then, copy negative 2. Pwede naman yun idiretso, kaso inisa-isa natin para mas maintindihan. Yung denominator na 4, nagmula sa 2 times 2. Okay, next. X equals 3 plus minus the square root of 9 plus 16 all over 4. Yung 16, positive 16 dito na nakikita nyo, galing sa product ng negative 8 at negative 2. Negative 8 times negative 2, we have positive 16. I-simplify natin ang radicand or yung numbers sa loob ng radical sign. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals 3 plus minus the square root of 25 all over 4. 9 plus 16, we have 25. Next, x equals 3 plus minus 5 all over 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Ngayon, ihiwalay natin ang dalawang equation. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals 3 plus 5 all over 4 and x equals 3 minus 5 all over 4. So, isimplify natin or isolve na natin ang value ng x. Unahin natin ang nasa left side. We have x equals 3 plus 5 all over 4. X equals 8 over 4. So, 3 plus 5, meron tayong 8. 8 divided by 4, the answer is 2. Yung value naman ng x sa right side, we have x equals 3 minus 5 all over 4. 3 minus 5, we have negative 2 over 4. I-simplify natin, both divisible by 2, magiging x equals negative 1/2. I-check natin kung tama ang value ng x. Kung tama ang nahanap nating value ng x. Unahin natin ang x equals 2. Negative 3x minus 2 equals negative 2x squared. Palitan ang x ng 2. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative 3 times 2 minus 2 equals negative 2 times 2 squared. We have now negative 6 minus 2 equals negative 2 times 4. Yung negative 6 mula sa negative 3 times 2. Yung 4 mula naman sa 2 squared. I-simplify na natin ang result. We have now negative 6 minus 2. Isipin natin para hindi tayo mahilo. Yung negative sign niya ng 2. So, negative 6 plus negative 2, we have negative 8. Negative 2 times 4, it's negative 8. So, equal naman, ibig sabihin, ang 2 ay tamang solution or root. Let us have negative 1/2. Palitan ang x ng negative 1/2. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative 3 times negative 1/2 minus 2 equals negative 2 times negative 1/2 squared. The result is, kapag minultiply natin to, negative, positive, di ba sa rule ng multiplication of fractions, and whole number, multiply the numerator by the numerator, denominator by the denominator. Yung 3 natin, may denominator na 1. So, 3 times 1, we have 3. Then, 1 times 2, we have 2. Negative times negative, kaya naging positive. Ngayon, para mas mabilis, para madali nating ma-solve, yung 2, gawin nating fraction. 2 is equivalent to 4 halves. Equals negative 2 times 1/4. Saan galing ang 1/4? 1 times 1, it's 1. Then, 2 times 2, 4. In-squared ang numerator, in-squared din ang denominator. Negative times negative, that is positive. I-solve na natin. 3 halves minus 4 halves, we will have negative 1/2. Yung negative 2 times 1/4, the result is negative 1/2. Kaya equal sila. Therefore, the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation negative 3x minus 2 equals negative 2x squared are x equals 2 and x is equal to negative 1/2. Another example, 4x squared plus 5x equals 0. So, naka-standard form naman. Ang value ng A ay 4. Ang value ng B, 5. Ang value ng C ay 0. Wala tayong constant term, kaya 0 ang C. So, apply quadratic formula. X equals negative B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Palitan ng value ng A, B, and C ang nasa quadratic formula, or i-substitute natin yung value ng A, B, and C sa formula. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals negative 5 plus minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4 times 4 times 0 all over 2 times 4. Simplify natin. X equals negative 5 plus minus the square root of 25 minus 0. Kasi dito, 4 times 4 equals 16 times 0, we have 0. Simplify natin. X equals negative 5 plus minus the square root of 25 all over 8. 25 minus 0, of course, we have 25. Next, x equals negative 5 plus minus 5 all over 8. Galing naman sa square root of 25 ang 5. Ihiwalay na natin ang equation. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals negative 5 plus 5 all over 8 and x equals negative 5 minus 5 all over 8. I-solve natin isa-isa. Unahin natin yung nasa left side. We have x equals negative 0 over 8. Bakit naging negative? Negative 5 plus 5, we have 0. So, mawawala yung, by the way, mawawala na yung negative sign natin. Ang sagot na lang ay 0 over 8. 0 over 8, that is equal to 0. Next, x equals negative 5 minus 5 all over 8. So, negative 5 plus negative 5, we will have negative 10 all over 8. Pwede nating i-simplify kasi ang 10 at 8 ay divisible ng 2. We will have now negative 5/4. I-check natin kung tama ang result. Let us use x equals 0. Gamitin ang original equation. We will have now 4x squared plus 5x equals 0. Papalitan ang x ng 0, magkakaroon tayo ng 4 times 0 squared plus 5 times 0 equals 0. So, lahat, any number multiplied to 0, the result is 0. Diba? So, 0 plus 0, that is equal to 0. Proceed tayo sa negative 5/4. So, gamitin ang original equation. Then, papalitan natin ng negative 5/4 ang x. So, ang bagong equation ay 4 times negative 5/4 squared plus 5 times negative 5/4 equals 0. Ito muna ang isolve na may exponent. Magkakaroon tayo ng 4 times 5 times 5, magkakaroon tayo ng 5. Ng 25, I mean. So, ito naman, 4 times 4, kaya naging 16. Positive kasi negative times negative, the result is positive. So, plus 5 times 5, we have 25. 5 times, no. Ang 5 may denominator na 1, yun ang i-multiply natin sa 4, kaya ang result ay 4. Bakit naman naging negative 25? Kasi negative times positive. Next, simplify ulit natin. 4 times 25 ay hindi na, mag-cancellation na lang tayo. Tanggalin natin both divisible ng 4 ang 4 and 16. So, mag-cancel na lang. We will have now 25 over 4 plus negative 25 over 4. The answer is 0 equals 0. Therefore, the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation 4x squared plus 5x equals 0 are x is equal to 0 and x is equal to negative 5/4. Another example, x squared equals 2. Hindi naman tayo makagamit ng extracting square root kasi hindi perfect ang 2. So, mahihirapan pa tayo. Pero hindi naman siguro. Gamitin lang natin ang quadratic equation. So, x squared minus 2 equals 0. We will have a equals 1, b equals 0, c equals 2. So, again, ito yung quadratic formula. Ang gagawin ay papalitan ang letters ng value ng a, b, and c. So, magkakaroon tayo ng x equals 0 plus minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 2 all over 2 times 1. Simplify natin yung radicand. Magkakaroon tayo ng x equals 0 plus minus the square root of 0 plus a. Ito kasi magiging 0. So, dito naman bakit naging positive 8? Kasi negative 4 times 1, negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2, we have positive 8. So, 2 times 1, simplify natin. Magkakaroon tayo ng plus minus the square root of 8 over 2. Yung square root of 8, pwede natin yan i-simplify. Mag-iisip tayo ng factor ng 8 na kung saan ang isang factor ay perfect square. Meron kaya? Of course, meron. 4 and 2. So, we have now x equals positive minus, plus minus the square root of 4 times 2 all over 2. Next, i-simplify natin yung 4 perfect siya, isulat natin sa labas. So, we have plus minus 2 times the square root of 2 all over 2. So, pwede natin itong i-divide. Ang result natin this time ay x equals positive negative square root of 2. So, hatiin natin yung equation. Magiging x equals negative square root of 2 and x equals positive square root of 2. So, i-check natin kung tama. Unahin ang x equals negative square root of 2. So, papalitan lang naman natin ang x ng negative square root of 2. Ganito ang mangyayari, negative times negative magiging positive. Yung 2 times 2, we have square root of 4 equals 2. Square root of 4, alam natin na that is equal to 2. Therefore, 2 equals 2. Next, when x is equal to square root of 2. So, again, palitan lang natin ang square root of 2 ang original equation or ang x sa original equation. Magkakaroon tayo ng square root of 2 squared equals 2. So, magiging square root of 4 equals 2, then 2 equals 2. Therefore, the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation x squared equals 2 are x equals negative square root of 2 and x is equal to square root of 2. Okay, that is the end of our discussion this day. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.